Thanks, Glenn. Hello. So as Glenn said, my name is Phillip Carter. I work on F# at Microsoft. I also work on other stuff, but primarily I focus on F#. But actually today I'm not going to talk about F#, at least not for a whole lot, because I actually do care about more than just F#. Probably number 2 on the things that I care about right now is documentation. And so I've been quite involved with documentation for .NET over the past year and a half or so, and so I just want to show off a little bit because number 1, I'm actually proud of this stuff, and number 2, I think it's actually useful for you. So if you're not already aware of this stuff and sort of how it works, hopefully you can sort of learn all about it. So what I have here is the new .NET Api Browser. This is something that was built very recently, and it's one of my favorite things that has come out of Microsoft pretty quickly. So what I have here, I just typed HTTP client. It does, like, if I only have one hand, but if I were to type it, you would see, this stuff right here. So I'll just go ahead and click one of these right here, and so you can see, okay, well, this kind of looks like MSDN, except if you scroll down a little bit, oh, there's a code sample up there now instead of all the way at the bottom. Who would have thought that was helpful? And remarks immediately afterwards. Yes, the things that everybody has been asking about for a long time about our docs have now actually come true. Code samples and remarks at the top of the documentation. And then you get your tables of constructors, properties, methods, all that sort of stuff. But this is what people actually come for reference documentation, and so that's why it's at the top now. But so there's a bit more to the system than just showing a code sample and showing a few other things there. So if I select .NET Standard under this dropdown, a new flavor of .NET, you'll see, okay, it's right there. What if I drop this down to 1.0? Well, this does not actually exist in .NET Standard 1.0, and so we put some stuff in there that's actually based off of these real artifacts so that you can see that this API is not supported for that particular version. And if I were to search for another one here and hit enter, web client is also not in .NET Standard 1.0. So again, if you try to search for things that are not sort of fitting a particular flavor of .NET and a particular version of that flavor, we sort of honor the actual stuff that you get on your machine, which is pretty nice. So if I were to select .NET Core, now you can see it's automatically selected it for 2.0. That's because, again, if I were to go to 1.0, if you look right there, it says no results again because it's not in .NET Core 1.0, but it's in .NET Core 2.0. And so we just sort of have this system in place that reflects the actual stuff that you get on your machine so that you don't end up in this weird space where you kind of lend yourself towards this thing where you have to depend on some kind of message, maybe at the top or maybe at the bottom, and have to read the whole thing. We actually have the system designed so that you cannot search for things that are not compatible for what you are trying to actually do. Another big component of this, which is kind of a theme with all things .NET these days, is you can just edit it. It's on the .NET/docs repository. .NET Docs repo, we're getting close to 300 contributors right now. There's a whole lot of people who are interested, and we've had people author entire articles before, not just little spelling fixes and things like that. All the planning for this repo happens on this repo. There's no secret backroom meeting where we go and go, how can we screw up the docs for people this time? No, everything is here. We love engaging with the community. We love asking for feedback. And when somebody is a pretty common contributor, we will ping them when we are making decisions because we value their feedback because they have given back to us, and we want them to be a direct part of that design process. They don't even have to search on GitHub for this sort of stuff. We'll #mention them so we can get their feedback right away. And just because I work on F#, I just wanted to call out that F#, C#, and Visual Basic are all on our conceptual documentation. This docs.microsoft.com/.net/ well, in this case, /F#, there's a /C#, there's a /VB, and there's some .NET Core stuff. So, we have language references for each of these languages. We have tutorials. We have, well, in this case, how you can use some stuff in Azure with the C# guide. Oh, look, there's a tour of C#. There's some C# concepts, all sorts of very interesting stuff. If you need to learn about the languages, the platform, you want descriptive guides about all this sort of stuff. And, again, if you want to contribute, you can do so today. It's a very easy contribution process, and we look forward to seeing as many people as possible being a part of this process. So, thank you.